Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Friday, September the 7th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions for me, you can use this email address. This is a link to get into our free room. It is 100% free. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our trading room. I open the room around 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I start to share my screen. Get live on the mic at 9:05. I go to 3:30 Mondays to Thursdays, 3 o'clock on Fridays. This is a link for a subscription to Trade Ideas. You'll see in the body of this email 15% promo code that can be applied to the first month of a standard or premium package or the entire year of a standard or premium package. Now, just a note, I'll actually be going on vacation next week. I will be able to open the room on Monday, probably closing it a little bit early, maybe around 2:45. Probably no daily recap, and then definitely gone for the balance of the week, off to Nashville. And so I will be back the following Monday as usual. All right, well, man, oh man. What a day, what a day, what a day. Holly was a star for me with this one trade, all right? Now, if you were in the room yesterday, you know that I took this trade here, GEMP. I took this trade here. I actually found it on one of my price alerts. I had a price alert on it at 199. Okay, so it didn't trigger until fairly late in the day. I mean, that's 3:15 or so, all right? Let's take a look at it on the daily chart and see why it was interesting. I hope you understand every time I say look left, look left, look left, you see what I'm looking at. I'm seeing like a big void, what we call a big void. And so, you know, when we look at this, I mean, there's no guarantee. Somebody said to me, well, do voids always get filled? Of course, if they always got filled, then we'd all be millionaires, okay, billionaires, because we would just wait for the fill. But of course, that's not what happens. But the bottom line, though, is that you like to see a chart like this because then you'd know there's no chart resistance. So when you look left on this chart, there's a little 341, 360, way up here at 489. So lots and lots of room for a $2 stock on a percentage basis. So let's get back to the 15-minute. And so I took this trade right here at 207, 208. I did sell some at 325, and I decided to hold on to it, all right, because, I mean, look at the void. And I decided to hold on to it, and, you know, did a little bit in the, well, I didn't trade any in the after hours yesterday, but it was holding its own in the after hours. I got up this morning. It was still looking okay. I was, to be honest, I was hoping it was going to be up in this area, but not to be. And anyway, when I saw this, I thought, you know what, I better get out. And so I actually exited from yesterday's entry of 207, 208, exited at 228. So kind of forgot about it. Well, didn't kind of forget about it. I completely forgot about it. Thought, okay, that's it. It was just a sort of a one-day flash in the pan. However, all of a sudden, Holly gave an alert right here. Let me just gotta find it, find it, find it. Here we go. Holly gave an alert right here, 222. Now, interestingly, anyway, 222. Got into this trade at around 224. Got high as 265. Now, you might say, wow, it's only 40 cents. But remember, we're talking a $2 stock. At one point, that was up about 15, 16%. Plenty of volume. There's 7 million shares. It's a low float, 12 million in the float. That's why some of these things happen like this. So lots of time to get in. And interestingly, in another strategy today, because this came in the strategy that we call little big guy. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. See, we had it come in little big guy, 222. A little bit later, 1033, that first one, 1044, a little bit later, one we call Mighty Mouse. And then, now this one didn't work at 1144 on buyers stepping in. Now, it's interesting. Sometimes we do get the same stock alerted in two different Holly strategies. Rarely do we get three. I think one time we've had four. So bottom line for me, though, is that when the second one came in, that really gave me a lot of confidence to kind of hold on through some of these pullbacks. Of course, I'm out of the trade now. I mean, I got out, when I got out at, I think the high I got out was at 260. Okay, right about here. Popped up there, and then as it started coming back, got out 260, and I got out some in this area also, and I'm completely out of the trade. But on a percentage basis, that was just a terrific trade. Here was another one that, on a percentage basis, BKS had earnings today, 490. Barnes and Noble, they like completely dead. Well, it's not that we're marrying these things, but look at the pop from 490 to 550. Now, I didn't get this one. I didn't see this one in time. I didn't get that one. There was one other one. Well, it was on another Holly strategy. I think it was FNKO, another one that did really, really well. But there were some cheaper ones from Holly today that really look good. But I mean, the GEMP. If I had, for me, because of the daily chart, that's why I was really interested in it. Obviously, from the day before, of course, but that's why I was really, really interested in it because of the daily chart. Now, here is one. What is it doing right now? It's still hanging in there. This confounded me. We saw the news on Dr. NA. We know they've been looking to do a financing. That's been the rumor for the last little while. And they finally announced the financing, and it was at 7.6 million shares at $13. All right. Typically, when a financing is announced, typically the stock moves down below the financing price. Because if you're an existing shareholder, typically you don't like that because your position is being diluted. And so usually it takes a while for the financing to get kind of absorbed into the psyche of the shareholders. And if they start to say to themselves, well, you know what, they're raising the money for all the right reasons, et cetera, et cetera. But this is a pharma. A lot of times these pharmas, they just desperately need money. And so, it's not usually a great, I mean, they have to do it, don't get me wrong, but it's not usually very good for existing shareholders. Anyway, long-winded in that I thought, I kept salivating as this kept going up and up and up. I thought, okay, I mean, this is irrational. That once the market opens, it could really start to move back down to that financing price. So believe it or not, I was able to take a short on this at, what was it, 1446. Now, you know that I don't like to trade in the first 15 minutes. Where was it? Oh, well, close enough. Well, that's close enough. I actually took a short right here, 1446. Look, it dropped to 1411. I thought, all right, this is going, and then it just came right back up. Now, of course, I traded out of it. I mean, I actually covered some at 1425, and then as it was moving up, and then look what it did. I mean, I'm amazed that I was able to get in and out so quickly on this one, especially when it did that. But anyway, I was completely wrong on this. However, I am going to keep watching this one. To stick an alert underneath 15. I keep thinking that it might collapse. Now, people are saying that it's tied a little bit to this ARWR, which of course had a really, really great day. Yesterday, 2 days ago. Yeah, yesterday had the big, big day yesterday, though it had a big sell-off. I mean, there's where it hit, and it sold all the way off down to here. And now it's kind of putting in a doji, uncertainty right now about which way this is going. But they're suggesting, I guess Dr. NA may have a similar type drug. That's all I could read on it. And let's see, what else happened? Finisar, bit of a disappointment. Get to the 15-minute chart. Now, I've got to point out something on the SPY. You see, remember now, we've had the SPY was a little bit weak again to open. There's the tan area that's a little. It was a little bit weak on the open. Started moving down. Then all of a sudden we had a beautiful 45 minutes, which you love to see. There's these are 15-minute candles. 45-minute trend up, and then a little consolidation, and then another move up, and then all of a sudden this happened. And I think it had something to do with the White House announcing more tariffs against China. So that kind of put a damper on that little surge. But if you take a look at Finisar, and I can't click on this, this will disappear, but you can see how, to a certain extent, it mirrored it, and then, it started to move down. Now, why I'm disappointed is that this is an earnings play. You take a look at it on the daily chart, and it had room. When you look left, I don't want to, you have to trust me, it had room, and when it took out this, it definitely had some room. So, I got into this trade. And it wasn't that it was terrible, but got into this trade. at, what was the price here? 21.15. Yeah, so right over that whole number break, you know how much I love to see stocks break over the whole number. See how it came back down, 2091? I waited for it the second time, and so I took the trade right here. And then I thought, man, we're off to the races. This is just going to keep going, going, going. Earnings play. The market was good. There's a lot of room when you look left on the daily chart. Yeah, again, because it's an earnings play, you know it'll be active all day. On and on and on. Just wasn't meant to be. It basically stopped, and I got out. You know, not too bad. I think I sold 29.52 right up in this area, and then as it started moving down, I just got out of it. So. It was a little too bad that we just had that downturn in the SPY. Though a lot of times it doesn't matter. I was hoping this would be one of those alpha situations where the stock doesn't care what the overall market's doing, to a certain extent. You know what I should do? I don't think this is a China stock. No, it's a U.S. stock. So I thought maybe it was even a China stock. But anyway, that's it. I mean, just a tremendous day on the percentage basis for GEMP, I guess it's called. And we'll close this down. So again, yeah, nice day. It was definitely worthwhile looking at that couple of the Holly alerts, especially the cheaper ones. We have a wide range of alerts for Holly. Some people say, oh, they're too expensive. Well, if it's too expensive for you, you don't have to trade it, of course. Just click on, when you see the alert come into you'll see the price. You can quickly check the volume. If you don't like the volume, you don't have to trade it. But for me, when I saw a GEMP in there, I thought, well, how cool is that? I wanted to swing it from yesterday. It's got a tremendous daily void and a low float. All the things were lining up, so that's why I took that trade. All right, so again, any questions for me, you can use this email address, a link to get into our free room. Now, I will open the room Monday morning, same as usual, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. I'll probably close it down a little bit earlier. I can't remember when our flight is. I know it's sort of mid-afternoon, but I have to get to the airport a couple hours ahead. So anyway, so probably certainly no later than 3 o'clock, but it might be even 2:30. I'll be shutting the room down. And then after that, I'm on vacation from Tuesday to Friday. All right. So let me just bring back the capture program. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll see you in the trading room Monday morning. Oh, and again, just to reiterate, no daily recaps next week. Bye-bye.